Morning, Carl. Can't hear you. I don't know if you're muted.
Hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right, there we go.
I saw a change notice, but what changed on the agenda?
Yeah, I took the minutes off from the last meeting. I just haven't
Okay.
had time to review them and go through it.
Got it.
So no big deal. We'll put them on the next one and away we fly.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
I did see Leland the other day, by the way.
Did you? How's he doing?
He's doing really well. I didn't get to visit with him about participating and having fun with you, but I'm looking forward to another opportunity.
Yeah.
To do so.
Tell him hello for me.
I will.
So I think I figured out the challenge you had with your SharePoint access. You guys use 365 as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times, if you signed in under your account for your county, it will supersede where you have to log out and log back in type thing.
Gotcha.
So and just as easy me sending you a link, but it's just if you get into a rush and I'm not right available. Something to think through, the craziness of it all.
Okay. I just figured that y'all are finally tired of me or something. I was like, okay, well, that's one way to send a message,
No, like a lot of people will do that. That's just not Carl Risto's style. You're going to hear about it, and then I'm going to tell you and be a man about it, not do you wrong, whether I like you or not.
Well, I got you before other folks start jumping in. Since Jesse didn't have any other link to the Canadian group, it looks like that ICMA pathway might be the way. And so if you want me to, I can go ahead and start trying to go in that direction to find out.
Yeah, do that. I know Preet's also looking for. I was going to reach out to a couple of the board members that are ICMM members as well, but she was going to reach out and look as well. So yeah, if you don't mind,
Not at all.
in a nutshell, they're trying to grow support for the process up there. I got Thomas involved from the IFF side, and I have you guys, the ICMA side and then they're going to take care of the fire chiefs. So we got all three collectives together and meeting up there to try to figure out, let's dispel the myths. Let's see what we can do, blah, blah, those kind of things. So,
okay. But no, I'm happy to do that. I just, like I said, if Jesse had a better insight, I didn't want to trample on what she might have, but no, I'm happy to pursue that because that's interesting to me anyway.
Yeah. I'm going to be down there by you or in Orlando on about August 12th. I'm coming in to do a short presentation with the Central Florida Fire Chiefs. And then going to the next day, they're having a consortium meeting at Valencia College. And so I'm going to do for that too. I'll let you know what my schedule is. I don't know if you want to come over for the meeting on the 13th, I believe it is. So about a 3-hour thing that they usually put together. I don't have all the information just yet, but other than the dates. So
okay.
No, be a good time to get introduced actually to the consortium, and they got a face with a name and an avenue to have input if needed.
That sounds good. No, I'm open 12th and 13th, so
okay.
I'll put it on my calendar.
Sure.
Where is it at? Is it at Valencia College?
The 13th event is supposed to be at Valencia College. The one, the 12th, the luncheon I think is up Alamonte Springs area.
Yeah. Okay.
From what I understand.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put a hold on those 2 days and just wait for you to give me more detail.
Sounds good. test bedded with the Qatar folks Monday morning, bright and early, and got them all squared away. So we should have sound, and we should have video just fine today.
No,
Knock on wood.
That was an interesting read. So it's nice to have, some, I'll call it not run of the mill city or county, type of operation. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, two things came out of this. This would be our first, they were our first industry, true industry. And when they were accredited 5 years ago. And then equally so, they were really our second foreign country, but significant foreign country in that they're Canada, while it's foreign country, it's very much aligned
Right.
U.S. Fire Service. And so it was rather interesting to learn customs courtesies, although we had all that in our background in the military. More so is how it applied to the fire service corporately and then also for the country. It's been equally rewarding working with Saudi Aramco that way as well. Is they really are, they have Qatar, Saudi Aramco, these industries really have risk assessment down to another level, to include their reputation, which I thought was rather an interesting additive, but it makes sense. But it's something even the U.S. Fire Service could probably do. And they think about how bad things can go bad just over one event. And
Right.
so I think that's something to we can learn from that.
Yeah, I didn't spend a lot of time in Doha, but I did spend, I think, about 5 days in Doha.
Or Brad.
Hey, man. So the fire chief's job at Ramstein's opening up. How about you and I go take that over?
Well, I got sent that text last night, and I mentioned it to Terry, and she smiled and said, "Put in for it." Really?
Is John rotating back early?
He's probably got 3 years over there.
Does he? Man, that's a quick 3 years.
I guess it kind of depends too on, I guess Tony Ramones is ready to retire and exercise his return rights back to Nellis. Ramstein's a unique beast, man. I mean, it's a big, busy operation.
Yeah. What a sweetest assignment that I've ever had in my life.
Most challenging for me, but
I bet.
The best, I think my best was RAF Chicksands.
Well, simpler times back in the day.
Sure.
When I was there, it was just Ramstein, and that was it.
3 stations.
Yep.
7 when I was there. Army and Air Force bases. I don't know. We'll see.
But I was surprised. Of course, I put it on, I made a comment on Facebook last night when it was put out there. Can't believe they haven't asked for higher education requirements as a fire chief's job.
Well, that's one of the things that the Human Capital Investment Project is supposed to be working on. I don't know. I don't know what it takes to get there. I know Randy C. was working on that. And
yeah, today's day and age, it's just not. I mean, especially being, if I remember right, back in my day, they pushed seniors and chief master sergeants to have at least a 2-year degree. And that was part of, I mean, while it wasn't a requirement, it certainly was weighted. And we're now 25, 26 years later, and we still haven't, even for the civilian fire chiefs,
Exactly.
had a requirement.
Exactly. Yeah, it's you won't make chief without. I would hazard to guess a 4-year degree right now. Most of them.
Yeah.
Probably have masters. I don't know. It's too early. How you doing, Brad?
Good. How about you?
Good.
Just for because I need to is remember we're on live on YouTube.
Yeah, see the icon.
Yep.
You at home or in the mothership, Carl?
Pardon?
Are you at home or in the mothership?
I'm at the house. Today is my Friday.
Oh, nice. So are you guys prepared to go back to full in office here soon? Or?
We are actually going to go, we're in the office 2 days a week now, Tuesday, Thursday. We're going to go to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, starting in July after 4th of July. And then we're going to stay that way until, as our lease renewal approaches, we're going to make a decision on whether we're going to downsize the office space and work more from home, or however that's all going to transpire. So
that's interesting.
The thing the county manager doesn't want to hear is loss of commercial revenue from lack of rent and leases, but it's a reality, I guess.
I think if one thing that the pandemic showed us is, that commercial real estate is going to be impacted for sure by this stuff. So
yeah,
even in the DoD, I mean, we're looking at agencies that, I mean, they've reimagined, I guess you could say, what the installation management support center looks like. And, they already had challenges with space in the office. And while everyone was out, they kind of redesigned the whole office space and go into this more of a, what they call hoteling concept of offices, to where, you come in when you need to, but for the most part, oh gosh, there he is.
I broke your thought, didn't it? That face.
You telework. Good morning, Chief Pearson.
Good morning, all. How's everybody?
Awesome. Morning, Cindy.
Morning, Cindy.
Good morning, everybody.
I thought you were not getting on and thanked me diligently.
Well, no, Katie thanked you. I figured I'm working, so I might as well pop on and take care of the minutes and.
Awesome. Thank you.
Make sure everybody's wearing pants.
Define pants.
Well, Terry, what are you wearing? Shorts?
Terry. No,
We're live on YouTube.
Uniform from here down and suit from here up, because I'm on duty. And I'll change into my work shirt here after this.
I got a business mullet on. Business up front and a party in the rear.
Well,
I would hazard to guess that Chief Piercy is wearing his onesie pajamas.
Hey, it's 5 a.m. in California, so be nice to me.
Oh, you're in California.
Yeah.
So, Ernst, do you have a cup of coffee in each hand?
No, but only because there was only one cup in my room.
Well, just call Brian up and wake him up and tell him to deliver for you.
Brian's grumpy this morning. He had a group of kids playing soccer outside of his room last night. So.
How appropriate. If you guys would stay at a Marriott property, you wouldn't have these problems.
Hey,
right.
Ernst and Cindy, just as a reminder, we are live on YouTube. Just wanted to put that along.
Carl, I would never be inappropriate.
I know you want.
I reminded Terry we were live on YouTube.
Terry needs constant reminding.
We're in California.
Marietta.
Where?
just north of San Diego by about, oh gosh, an hour maybe. Which is what, 3 miles, I think, but I'm not sure.
No kidding. You know, did they ever come up with the true meaning of San Diego?
Yes.
Okay.
It's,
Yeah, I thought it was something lost to the ages.
no, I'll get back to you on that one.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
So you and Brian Dean are doing a strategic plan, or?
Yes, both in the during the day and in the evening.
Of course you are. Morning, Steve.
Steve is teaching class in Alexandria, Virginia this week. Today's his last day of the 3-day class.
Just across the street from you then.
Yeah, not too far away. We had dinner Monday night.
Yeah.
How's the new material going for him? I would ask him, but his microphone is turned off.
He said he feels better about it this turnaround. He said he didn't have to compete with you and put up with your mannerisms.
Stop it.
You know, we could see the struggle, you know.
Yeah, especially when when you ever teach with Ernst, you know that you're going to hear the first things you hear is, this is like dating my sister is the way I feel about the program. So you better be nice. And I'm like, ooh, wow.
It's called passion, Chief Risto.
You're right. Passion. And you are.
Morning, Thomas.
Oh, the local president has arrived. You guys better be careful.
I gotta say, man, IFF wins the prize for the best Zoom backgrounds.
They're consistent, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really nice.
I like that.
Thank you. Whatever you were saying before that, I didn't hear. So
Oh, I was letting everybody know the local union president showed up. We got to be careful.
Good morning, everybody. How are you?
Good. How about you?
Good.
I remember early in the Zoom world in the Rona, was it Jim Brinkley was sitting there, and we weren't that familiar with the backgrounds, and he had this cabin background that was just awesome. Everybody was just going, man, that gig you're on must be paying pretty nice. He said, "Oh, this is virtual." It was pretty cool.
Yeah, over time he figured out how to put logos in it, so it looked like we had this IFF log cabin.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw you can get some ones that move now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Really?
there's a one of the directors at work has a tropical background.
Oh, wow.
And the trees move and the waves roll in.
Oh, man.
It's super distracting because you're like, oh man, look how nice that is.
My go-to is the Simpsons living room, but I didn't feel it was appropriate for the commission hearing.
The vice chairman has arrived. Everybody behave.
With his cool Fargo Fire Department.
Need more inflection in that, Chief Ford. It's Fargo.
Fargo. Don't you know?
Good morning there, everybody. How's something going here?
Oh, it's going well, don't you know?
There you are.
Man, I had a brand new Oshkosh Striker delivered to me this week from Wisconsin, of course, and the driver was, my goodness, he was straight up Wisconsin. Hey, we're going to get this baby off of here, and
You betcha.
You betcha.
Is it Jim Rocco?
No,
No.
he's up in North Dakota.
Did he move out there?
I think he's up there, yeah.
I guess he couldn't handle the springs any longer.
Morning, Thomas. How are you this morning?
Good morning. morning. Well, how are y'all?
Awesome.
So we're this morning, the team leader, Mike Stallings, is actually not representing the agency because he's recovering from some medical fun that he had recently. And so Byron Kennedy, Deputy Chief from Atlanta Fire Department and one of our new team leaders, is going to fill in because he was on the site visit. So
All right, I'm gonna take a pause for the cause. See you in a few.
Roger.
Carl, you're not going to be on that meeting with me on Friday, are you?
No, but can't say I might not want to. It all depends on where I'm at Friday because I'm on vacation starting tomorrow for 2 days.
That's fine. I thought you said you weren't going to be. I got a hold of some people from the Canadian office that'll be on the call, so
That's awesome.
we'll start there. The people from the Canadian office are not aware of a joint statement with the Canadian fire chiefs. But that they've talked to them about it, but
Right.
It doesn't appear that there's a joint statement. So I think that might be something that we recommend in the meeting just to.
Hey, it's awesome. Just connecting. I got to tell you.
Yeah. We know Vancouver's got a really robust system. We've talked to their chief that he hired his own GIS people essentially.
Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
This
I
is Harvard
accidentally brought you in. I hit the wrong
I'll
button.
be leaving then.
No, you're good. Just stay right there. We're almost ready anyway.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning, Chief. How you doing?
Mr. Chair.
Good, doing good, thanks.
Morning, sir.
It's a misty morning here.
Morning, all.
Morning.
Hey, Jim.
I wonder if Jake's wife knows that he's using her Zoom account to access the CPSE meeting. What do you think?
I'm sure he does.
Chief Rhodes, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Does your wife know that you're using her Zoom account?
Hey, Brenda, how's it going? You're muted, Brenda.
We're working on some things here.
What are you doing with that Boomer Center towel or whatever behind you there?
Multitasking. Hang on.
Picture is still not up, Chief Dongworth.
Sorry, say that again.
I said your portrait is or your painting is
I know.
still not posted. Come on now.
We're still locked down. I'm locked in my office. good thing is I'm getting my second shot here, June 4th. So
For you.
finally.
Chief Dongworth, I changed the minutes this morning. We're not going to do the, I changed the
The
agenda
agenda.
this morning. Took
Sure,
out the
we're not
minutes
gonna
is
do the
all I
minutes?
did.
Yeah.
We'll catch them the next time.
Yeah. Well, we'll have the minutes from this meeting as well, right? I'm
Correct.
guessing.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
That works good. Yep, absolutely. I can go and get my breakfast then. So presumably we have a good connection again today, though, Carl, or not again. Presumably we have a good connection to Qatar today.
We tested it Monday morning and everything worked as planned.
Yep.
So theoretically, if the internet gods are with us, we should be good to go.
That's right. It looks like we've got, is it Harib is online already? Yeah.
Yes, this is Harib.
And I can, sorry, Harib, we can hear him just fine. So that's a really good sign, I guess.
Yeah, thank you.
Gonna
Can you
bring
hear me
How's,
very well?
how's your day today, Harib?
Yeah, it was great. It was a great
Yeah.
day. A
Good for
beautiful
you.
day. The summer season is coming up and the temperature rise tremendously. We're expecting in June, but it's early May, so the temperature reaches 45 Celsius. So we can manage.
I bet. We can only dream of that here. 45 Fahrenheit is a good achievement in Calgary right now.
Yeah.
Good afternoon from Doha, and good morning to everyone there in the US.
Morning, Hassan.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Peanut. Chief Kennedy, how you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning, sir. Doing well. Good
All
morning
right.
to all.
Well, Chief Dongworth,
Good morning, Kennedy.
Chief Dongworth, we have everybody in place and everybody's ready to go. Sound checks are there. So, the commission wants to proceed. We can go ahead.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll get started. First of all, we'd like to thank all the people who make CFAI work, which are largely volunteers. So we have the peer assessors, of which there's the team leads, the technical reviewers, and other volunteers, including the commissioners. The commissioners online this morning are volunteers. So this is a huge effort, thousands of hours a year of commitment of work beyond people's regular jobs in their very busy schedule. So I just want to say thank you to all those people. And if I've missed anyone there, I sincerely apologize. So we're hearing from one agency today, Qatar Gas Emergency Response and Security Department in Qatar. We are recording these hearings, and also they are being cast on YouTube. So without further ado, I guess let's have Chief Kennedy maybe do the introductions for Qatar Gas.
All right, wonderful. Well, good morning to the CFAI Commission Chair and all of the Commission members, as well as our new friends from Qatar Gas. I am Byron Kennedy, currently serving as the first Deputy Chief of Atlanta Fire Rescue Department. Our team leader for this assessment is retired Chief Mike Stallings from Rocky Mount Fire Department in North Carolina. Chief Stallings recently had other pressing obligations and asked that I represent the team for this commission hearing. This worked out well, as Chief Stallings was also serving as my team lead mentor during the assessment of Qatar Gas Emergency Management Service and Security Division. Our fellow peer assessor, peer assessment team members were Stephen Dubay from Colorado Springs, Keith Edenton from Florence, Arizona as well. I want to thank the team for being diligent and so flexible regarding this visit. Of course, due to our current global circumstances, the visit was 100% virtual. I'm very proud of our team as we all had to work with the various time zones while managing the interview schedules. There were 8 and 10-hour time differences for the schedules, for scheduling the very, very, very late night and very, very, very early morning virtual interviews that each assessor had. Qatar Gas Emergency Management Services and Security Division is located in the northern area of the country of Qatar on the western shores of the Persian Gulf. This is the second accreditation cycle for the agency. Qatar Gas is a corporately owned industrial facility and is the world's largest producer of liquefied gas. The document reviews and interviews that had to be conducted were, of course, conducted in a manner that was specific to Qatar Gas because it is not the typical municipal or DoD agency that we have traditionally seen. An understanding of the specific and unique risk associated with the production, transport, and annual shipping of 85 million tons of volatile liquefied natural gas is necessary to evaluate the programs and services provided by the Qatar Gas Emergency Management Services and Security Division. As the team progressed through the document reviews and subsequent interviews with Qatar Gas management team, it became clear that the agency has applied the CFAI, a self-assessment and continuous improvement model. The use of risk assessments for potential fire incidents, emergency medical responses, and hazardous materials events were utilized by the agency to develop ongoing strategies and objectives in order to manage those incidents. Of immense significance is the corporate philosophy that prevention of emergency incidents is of the utmost importance. The risk management priorities are eliminate the risk of an event and reduce the probability of consequences of an event. And for this reason, there is so much emphasis placed on system design, engineering, fire prevention, and public education activities. If a fire event was to occur, there are a myriad of fixed and portable fire suppression equipment systems throughout the campus. There are also a host of operational guidelines that involve plant personnel as well as firefighting forces. Qatar Gas Emergency Management Services and Security Division is well aware of the self-assessment process and has utilized the international accreditation concepts to make improvements in programs and services since the previous accreditation. The peer team had interactions with the Chief Health, Safety, Emergency, and Quality Officer, the Emergency Response Security Manager, the Emergency Response Manager, and the Head of Fire Protection and Prevention. All expressed support and enthusiasm for the accreditation process and look forward to utilizing the accreditation process for continuous improvement efforts in the future. There were also expressions of immense pride as being the first and only international accredited agency in the Middle East. The peer assessment team recommends international accredited status for the Qatar Gas Emergency Management Service and Security Division. I'll now hand it over to Chief Hassan for comments as well, followed by questions from the commission.
Hi again. Thank you very much, Dr. Byron, for the very comprehensive and very good introduction. First of all, I would like to thank the chairman and the members of the commissions for having me in this meeting today and giving me the opportunity to speak. I'll try to make it as short as possible, but before I go into any conversation or detail, I would like to express my extreme appreciation and thanks to Chief Sterling and his support team, Dr. Byron Kennedy, Chief Keith, and Steve Dobey. I hope I'm pronouncing their names correctly. And honestly speaking, they have been extremely cooperative. They have been very patient, like Dr. Chief Byron mentioned at the beginning of his presentation. The difference in time zone between Qatar and US is quite very big different. And either we are staying late here in the office, or they will have to stay late in the office or come too early in the morning, and vice versa. So honestly speaking, the cooperation level we have received from these gentlemen have been extremely very remarkable and very distinguished. And I would like to make that clear and thank them very much for helping us. They have been always available. They have been always open and help us throughout the process. The assessment, of course, was very thorough, like Chief Byron said. It was, although it was virtual, but it has been very detailed. They were very professional in verifying and reaching to the right information. And this what made it, because we had doubt, all of us having done this in the past. This was the first time we do an assessment online. So they have been very intelligent in the manner how they ask the questions and how they ask for the various and specific evidence. And thanks God we were able to provide everything we can in order to satisfy them all and get to our successful conclusion of this assessment. Out of this assessment, there has been 9 recommendations, out of which 4 have been already initiated, and the remaining 5 are undergoing. Preparation is undergoing, and hopefully we will do our best and will strive our best effort to implement all of them. Moreover, I'd like to say many thanks also for the executive leadership team from the Commission and from the Center of Public Safety Excellence for their support during the accreditation journey, and those for the opportunity for me to represent Qatar Gas today in this meeting. I would like also to congratulate our mother company, Qatar Petroleum, because I also know that they have been approved or they've been supported for the accreditation, and I wish them all success in this journey. Of course, I'm presenting, as you know, I'm presenting Qatar Gas Operating Company Limited with the 2 of my colleagues, Harb Al-Sawaidi. He is my fire chief. He is the emergency response division manager, and he manages the entire emergency response operation in Qatar Gas, and in Ras Laffan, as well as in other locations like in Doha also. So he's in charge of that, and I have also my accreditation manager. He is the head of fire protection and prevention, Vinod. I think he's very famous and very familiar to the team here, and he is the guy in charge of making sure that we have a safe and reliable and working fire protection system, as well as in charge of looking after training of our own emergency response team, as well as our employees and contractors. And I have a few notes. I just want to make sure that I cover all the notes I have. And as Chief Byron maybe stated, Qatar Gas is a corporate-owned, industrial facilities located in Ras Laffan Industrial City, and it's 80 kilometers, north of the central Doha city, which is the capital of Qatar. And the current production of LNG of Qatar Gas is 77 million ton per year, and we are currently undergoing an expansion. With the 77 million, we are already the world leading and world largest supplier of LNG. And with our expansion project, which we look forward to commission by 2024, we will be able to produce, 110 ton per year, and that brings us, to the top of the LNG producers in the world. Our emergency response team, of course, provides emergency response to the entire facility within the plant as well as in the port area. And these services are provided on 24/7, 24 hours, 7 days a week. We operate 3 fire stations. One fire station, which we call it Fire Station North, and this is the original accredited fire station in 2015. And now we have, integrated 2 additional fire stations after the integration of Qatar Gas with Rasgas. So, and as I said, this accreditation has helped us improve. The previous accreditation has helped us improve our performance in overall. And of course, the annual, confirmation or the annual assessment is also making sure to keep this always in our radar screen and continuously, evaluate and improve our processes. So yes, the accreditation, brought us a lot of improvement to our processes, our emergency response operation, and to the competency as well of our people. Our initial, for my personal objective from this whole, accreditation subject was not really after getting the accreditation, rather wanting to make sure that we do the job in the right way and, in line with the international standards. This was my main objective. I wasn't really sure. I wanted somebody to come from outside the organization, professional, who can come and assess and tell me whether we are performing to the required standards or not. And then, of course, by default, this brings us the accreditation, and we arrived at to the successful conclusion in 2015. So since then, like Chief Byron said, we had a lot of improvements, and I'm sure that continuing with you, gentlemen, we will improve and keep the bar up, and will strive to either make it more up or at least maintain it, and I have no doubt, with the wonderful team I have and the professional people like you, whom we have been seeking from time to time, I know you will spare no effort to support us and help us in this whole journey. I think this is more or less what I can say from my side, and myself and my team, we will be more than happy to answer any question you have in your mind from now. So thank you very much once again for giving me the opportunity, and sorry if I have made it very long. I apologize for that.
That's okay, Hassan. You're obviously very, very proud of your people, and wow, what a facility, or what assets you protect in terms of the amount of energy you're producing. So thank you for that, and it is a very high quality report coming from Qatar Gas. So we'll open up the questions from Commission. Chief Ford, I see you. Do you want to go first?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Chief, congratulations on a strong report. And, it's notable that, as you mentioned, to bring in an outside organization, especially from other countries, to come in and evaluate how you're doing business is courageous indeed. It's hard for a lot of fire chiefs to pull back that veil and, accept the recommendations of a peer team, and my congratulations and my respect for you and your team for doing that. I have a question on core competency 2, in talking about the for the recommendation that you research, develop, and implement a software platform that provides accurate data for analysis of the response time components. And in looking at your baseline and benchmark statements there, or your baseline and benchmark numbers there, you're 3 minutes under your benchmark, and both for high risk fire and medical, you're at 5 minutes exactly for both of them. My question is, what is your confidence in your current data, and how do you plan to move out with this recommendation and to accurately analyze your response time components?
Thank you very much for that question. Currently we do have a system in place, but it is currently manual. We've been searching for a software that will help us actually, take these data more accurately. Currently, the verification process in terms of the timing, if I understood your question correctly, is verified actually across with our main control room, which is manned or managed by our process production team. We cross the timing in their screen, and the screen I'm referring to is the DCS panel, basically the production screens. These are very accurate, and they are calibrated, and they will not miss, any information, and it goes by, the details. So we cross-check the timing, in our DCS panel and in our, Cisco telephones when we receive the calls, and we benchmark it with them. I agree with you. Sometimes we find that there are some differences, but it's not really so significant. It's mostly, few seconds here and there for a reason. But yes, it helps us. We do use this for analysis, for identifying gaps and issues. I think the team, the peer assessors, they have seen our reports. They are very, very detailed, actually, and very impressive. And I wish that whatever the software that we will find will be as comprehensive as what I have put in this Excel sheet. Actually, this Excel sheet was designed by our own and integrates a number of details which I'm sure are very beneficial to us. So going back to your question, yes, it might not be as good as having a fixed, dedicated, special software to do the, the recording and the analysis and everything. But for sure, this is what we are looking for, and this is what I have even asked the four gentlemen, from the commission to help us, identify if one available somewhere or used by somebody in the USA, that will be great. And our IT team are very happy to, make that work for us, because I know that there are also some IT challenges that they cannot bring in any software and fix because somebody else will have access to it, and all these. But hopefully we will overcome this issue, inshallah, in the very near future.
You're not alone when it comes to struggling with data, and the cybersecurity piece. We struggle with that constantly. Especially in your industry, as we've seen in the United States, some challenges of recent with the Colonial Pipeline issue. Your cybersecurity is vital for infrastructure, and we don't want people hacking you guys for sure.
Exactly. And by the way, this actually happened to one of our oil and gas company here around 7-8 years ago, and they were hacked through their DCS system, the production monitoring system, which is the heart of the facility, and it's a big company actually. And unfortunately, they had 3,000 plus PCs that were impacted.
Wow.
And they were out of business for quite some time. And in order for them to recover, it was never expected, but in order for them to recover, it took them months to bring back everything to normal. So,
cybersecurity is a challenge for all of us. I do have one follow-up question, if I may, Mr. Chairman. Do you plan to adjust your benchmark as you're 3 minutes below your benchmark goal? Do you have plans to reduce that or change that in light of what I see as a great success in your response times?
Honestly speaking, I think we are exceeding the standard requirement, which is 8 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. And we have set our KPI to 5 minutes. And when you look at our statistics, we managed to maintain the 5 minute, more than 90% of the time, like what the standards calls. We are actually 95, 96% in compliance with the 5 minute. But out of those 96, 97, we have almost 50% that have been below the 5 minutes. So we were able, from the time we received the call to the time we have arrived at the scene, less than 5 minutes. Of course, remote areas will take a long time, but we have a justification for that. But like you said, yes, we are trying our best to maintain the 5 minutes and strive to make it less. But again, I don't want to go and make it more than this, because this will bring also its own risk, and I don't want to have competition between the various shifts. I tried it before and people started cheating, like, okay, engine 1 on scene, and they're actually still approaching the scene, so I don't want that to happen. I don't want the people to rush. So as long as we can do it safely within the required standard. Of course, when we are facing a life-threatening condition where somebody is trapped, somebody in danger, of course, we accelerate the process and do our best to reach, as fast as possible. But again, safely as well, because it will be very difficult. How can we help if we don't arrive? This is what I always tell my people. If you go fast, if you violate the traffic rules, because you're responding, I would rather have one person die and not kill, a whole fire crew behind them. So we have to do it safely. And so this is basically my answer.
Great, and it's refreshing to hear, having served around the world, that firefighters are the same worldwide. The competition that you speak of, and I saw Harid smile when you mentioned that, and that's refreshing to hear. Congratulations on a great report, Chief.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we've got a question from Ken Holland next.
Thank you. And yeah, I want to compliment you on a great report. And I do have 2 questions, but it's a 2-part question, but it's kind of straightforward and pretty easy. But it's one recommendation number 6 talks about the vehicle exhaust and the sprinkler systems in your fire stations. I just wanted, if you could speak to the status of that. And I know in your opening remarks, you said that some of your recommendations have already been, I think there were 4 of them or something like that had been started, and the other ones were on the table to be done next. And then also with recommendation number 8, your training library and updating your materials for training. So if you could just speak to, I know that's 2, but if you could just speak to each one of those for me, that would be great.
Sure. For recommendation number 6 on the fire station exhaust system, and I was actually, in fact, discussing this morning with my head of fire protection, Mr. Vinod, and I told him, we need to connect with engineering department and raise what we call an EMOC, management of change request, and see how can we achieve this. Honestly speaking, as you maybe are aware, this fire station was built 26 years ago. So it was built with a top exhaust or ventilation fan that sucks, all the air or help get out any exhaust or carbon monoxide from the vehicle. But when we came, we know about the problem quite a long time. So what we've done, we kept those exhaust fans running all the time, and I asked the guys to keep always the shelters open, because we don't have the system which you gentlemen are recommending, which I've seen in a number of modern fire stations. So our plan is to get engineering, come and visit our apparatus bay and tell us what can we do in order to improve the situation. And of course, that will cost us money, will cost the company money. And as you know, these days with the global economical issue, it will be again very tough. And I'm sure they will be asking us, is there any alternative solution around it? Is there anything, if you guys, can manage to live with it for this many years, why it's so important now? But of course, we will do our best to explain, and we'll see what the engineering team will have to tell us. And at least we will come up with a solution that will satisfy and meet the objectives at the end of the day. This is what I will, of course, strive for. For item number 8, I think, yes, we are not good in this particular, area. And my head of fire protection had, if I'm not mistaken, already initiated. Vinod may be able to answer this better than me.
Yes, Chief. We have already initiated with the learning and development team, and some of the books have already arrived, a few of them, and some of them have been identified, and we are on the process. The first step, what we have done is we benchmarked with Qatar Petroleum and see their library, and to see what are the best ones which we could have. And the status is some arrived, some are on the pipeline.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I do, I am sensitive to the, aging infrastructure and then trying to upgrade that infrastructure. And, in many cases, trying to retrofit that and looking at that, the cost of it, is it, and, with the global economy the way it is, you're absolutely right. But, I think it's great to see that you've got a plan in place. You're working to come to a remedy with that recommendation, the best way that fits your organization's needs, while also keeping the providers safe in the buildings. And then with the training as well, it might, you said you're not good there, but I think what you've done is you view this as an opportunity, and a perfect opportunity to make it better. And I think you guys, at least from your report and your remarks, it looks like you guys are your organization is on the right path. So thank you for your time, and thank you for a great report.
No doubt at all. We will always do our best, and not only this, but even I'm trying to also get our apparatus-based shutters also automated or motorized. And we raised an EMOC in the past, and almost halfway, it got stopped because of, again, a global crisis that hits us a few years back, and then it was postponed, or it was put on hold because it was deemed not that much of a priority for the company. And the focus was on the production. We need to maintain the production. We need to maintain sale. So you guys try to live with it using the manual chain type for open and close.
Thank you. Thanks. I have a question actually, Hassan, around recommendation number 5, which talks to your Barzan facility. Hopefully I have the name correct there, where it's recommending that you do a staffing requirement analysis based on your community risk analysis and your critical staffing, because it looks like in the report you have a 4-person crew, but one of the people on the crew actually doesn't travel with the apparatus to a call, and it seems to suggest that perhaps doesn't match what your critical staffing needs are for that crew. So maybe you could just speak to that, and hopefully that's one of the ones that you've started to look at already.
This is actually the most important one to me, honestly speaking, and the one that I sleep and wake up thinking all the time about it. Yes, I'm not quite very happy or comfortable with the current manning levels. This was not the situation 1 year ago, but unfortunately with the pandemic, with the coronavirus thing, we had to release, a number of our great staff, and due to, again, financial constraints and, other reasons. And unfortunately, part of this number was actually a number of my fire crew, around 20 plus firemen. particularly firemen. We were very careful in selecting those staff, of course, because they were all great people. We only had great people and good people here. And we had to at least let go those who were like at 57, 58, close to the retirement age, and keep at least the young one that can still deliver. But unfortunately, as I said, even those, most of them were truck operators, and technicians. So I already elevated this issue to the chief executive officer of the company, to that level, and this is the highest level. After that, I have to go to the minister. So my duty of care as the senior or the most senior person in the emergency response department, I did that not only to the chief executive officer, but also to the chief operating officers under him. And those are the, we call them the management leadership team. I put a presentation together. I went and I explained it to them in details using graphics, and using graphics basically showing them a scene and how the fire trucks normally position and where the firemen will be located, the attack lines, how many person or how many firemen should be on each of the attack lines, and where the truck operator is positions, the alarm room operator who remains in the fire station, and the whole 9 yards. And the CEO, was very convinced. He was very satisfied, including his management leadership team, and they could not really comment on any of what I have provided in terms of justification that I need these guys back as soon as possible. And we came up with a contingency plan, basically, to overcome this gap or this reduction or this, problem. But again, whatever the contingency plan or the temporary measure, this is not going to be sustainable because we're basically using the, off-duty firemen. Those who goes, off duty, we bring them to come and work for overtime. But we cannot continue this for a long time. So I received, a promising answer from him, and he requested that I need to go and not consult, but work closely with Qatar Petroleum, our mother company, and see if there is any way they can collaborate with you guys, if they can help you. I already had this workshop with our colleagues from, QP, and apparently they also have similar situation. And we came up together with some solutions, but as I said, they were all temporary solutions. And finally, I also got requested by the chief executive officer to participate in a study that was conducted by a third party, a company called DuPont. Maybe you heard about it, quite very reputed, who actually came here to Qatar on the request of the Minister of Energy to assess the emergency response capabilities and preparedness of Qatar Petroleum. And two of the company were selected to participate in this. These companies were Qatar Gas and Shell. So we participated in this, and again, the same recommendation. They were very similar to what you guys have recommended. You guys need to reconsider your staffing. So we went to HR, we went back to senior management. We said, this is the situation. So they gave us few options. One of them was, how about using contractors? So we are exploring this at the moment. It will be, more cost effective to them. Although I'm not quite very keen to use contractors. And the other one was to hire non-nationals, because we give priority for Qatari national for the fireman job and security job. Of course, we have our own reasons for that. But we still have expat as well, but we always give priority to them. So we were given some options how to fulfill this gap. Currently, this option is being reviewed by our chief, Harb Al-Suwaidi, my emergency response manager. And last follow-up we did was yesterday with our human resources department, and we are waiting for them to come and tell us, okay, it's been approved, you go ahead and hire the guys. So hopefully, before end of this year, we will have a better picture or clearer picture with a plan how we will fill this gap. Very sorry, maybe very long answer, but I hope I've given enough background so that you will know what's happening.
Well, it sounds like, I mean, we're in an energy city in Calgary here, and we're facing the same thing. You know, the collapse in energy prices compounded by the pandemic have changed things. But obviously, these are important things that you're aware of. You need to keep the pressure on, I guess, to try and resolve those things. Whether it's the diesel exhaust emissions, which we know there's lots of research that's a safety issue for firefighters, and then staffing can be equally a safety issue for firefighters, as well as those who protect. So that's important. I don't see any other questions from Commission in the chat. If I'm missing any, please let me know. Otherwise, I'd ask for a motion to approve Qatar Gas for accreditation.
I'll make that motion.
I heard a motion from Ken, and I think I heard Terry. Can we take Terry as the second for the motion?
Second.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Terry. Any further discussion? Not hearing any. Any opposed? Congratulations, Qatar Gas, on your second accreditation. Like I say, again, a very high quality report. And we'll make the arrangements to get your plaque to you. I'm sure that'll take a little longer than the U.S. Postal Service in mainland North America, but we'll make sure that gets to you. And thank you for your patience in joining us again today. I appreciate that.
Thank you once again very much, and I look forward to see you in Doha. I know that somebody will come and visit us hopefully very soon, and we look forward to work with you. And thank you very much for all the support you've given us in this one, in this last year. And we look forward to receive this backhoe, and we'll send you a few photos of it, like we did when we were actually with you 5 years ago.
Fantastic. That's great. I appreciate that. Well, you have I know it's late. It looks like it's about 3:45 in the afternoon there. So have a great evening, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congrats, everyone.
Thank you, Doctor. See you. Thank you. Good to see you again.
Okay, so I don't think we have anything else on the agenda due to Carl's change to the agenda, where we'll discuss both the minutes from this meeting as well as May 18th at our June meeting. So to all of you, have a great day.
Thanks. Good meeting.
Take care.
You might want to hang out. I mean, I ain't got nothing going today. All right, dude.
Wow. I'll stay on with